forest. Um, yeah, what I was going to say is there's so much going on in the world, and like there's natural disasters and wars and all the things people famine and because because we're all connected and everything's also a reflection. It's actually happening out there in the world, but we're energetically connected to this one energy, and we have a collective psyche. So it's important to, let's say there's a conflict going on, to you can support the conflict. I mean, like in a positive way. So if you feel drawn to, if that inspires you, I don't necessarily believe doing things out of a sense of guilt, because I believe that you're then increasing that guilt feeling. But if you feel positively inspired, if it makes you feel good and happy to do that, then that's a wonderful thing. That's your heart calling you, right? That's listening to your heart. And at the same time, feeling into, okay, so how, if we're all collectively connected, how am I somehow contributing to the energy of this? So it could be, let's say there's conflict going on. It could be that you have a lot of conflict in your own life, in your relationships, or it could be that you have a lot of conflict within yourself. And then you're basically adding to conflict energy, which if enough people have conflict energy in the world, it's like it accumulates somewhere. It's the same as in your body, like stagnant energy can accumulate somewhere and suddenly you get pain there. So that part of your body becomes an expression of that particular energy. In the same way on the planet, certain parts on the planet can become an expression of something that's not flowing in the overall flow. So Mother Earth has a flow, the Earth energy has a flow. And then we're part of her. So she flows through all the trees and all the animals, and she flows through us. And we have an effect on the energy. The energy has an effect on us. So it's important. If there's areas where people are starving, it's like, oh, how am I maybe starving myself in a certain way? And yeah, and that's important. Not just because then you can actually help. So if you want to help war areas, it's important to try and be more at peace, and to have a sense to have that frequency of peace and hold it as much as you possibly can, be in your heart. And like I said, for famine, to nourish yourself. Sometimes things like conflict can also, that disruptive, disturbing energy can come out in storms and in the weather system. So it all sounds a bit fantastical, but I do really believe, and I think that's something that we're becoming more and more aware of, is just how much we're actually one energy system and one consciousness, and not all these, we think we're all these individuals, which we are also an individual, but we're also connected, and we're also part of the same. So, yeah. And so for your own journey, it's also important, because that, like, a little friend. Hey, Maggie. Beautiful magpie. Hey, are you in conflict? Hey? No, I don't think he is. Yeah, and also it's part of your personal growth. So if you find you're getting really triggered by something on the planet, it's because it has meaning for you. So whether or not it could be that people are suffering or in victim mode, or they're feeling unsafe. I don't know if you can see. Where is he? Running around. I'm so bad at pointing my camera at anything. But the magpie is just here. Hey, hello. He's literally next to my feet. There he is. So cute. Yeah, so if you notice that you're zooming in on grief, on people experiencing a lot of sadness, then there's very likely that there's a lot of sadness in yourself too, that wants to be nourished and focused on. And if you're focusing a lot on conflict, then the same thing. So for your own inner growth, it's not just important as a contribution to the whole, but it's also important as a contribution to yourself, because that's where we can work. We can't necessarily fix someone else or fix something that's really far away, but we can work with ourselves, and that's our responsibility. So, yeah, something to contemplate. All right, lots of love to all of you, and yeah, take care.